if I had known when I was younger that chasing technique, chasing an answer is fatal, and I would say this, and many people would scream with disbelief, I would say the worst thing you can ever do in life is set yourself goals. I think goal orientation is absolutely disastrous in life. Two things happen. One is you don't meet your goals, so you call yourself a failure. Secondly, you meet your goal and go, well, I'm here, now what? I'm not happy. I've got this car, this job, I'm living in this address, which I always thought was the place I wanted to be, and what? Because you're going for something outside yourself, and that's no good. My favourite quotation almost, at least at the moment, is from Noel Coward, who was a very great actor, producer, writer, musician. He was all round. He was known as the master by everyone who knew him because he was so good at everything. And he said, work is more fun than fun. And if I had known that the real joy in life is work, and if you can say of the work you do that it's more fun than fun, then you're in the right place. Most of us, of course, don't have that all the time, but every time you look in the bathroom mirror in the morning, if you can say, is my work more fun than fun, or is it treading water, is it just getting me to a wage packet that allows me to go to bars and buy things? And if that's it, then that's a bit of a treadmill, I think. And everyone has it in them to express themselves, that fundamental thing that they know they are inside, that rather beautiful, afraid person, which might get translated into aggression or silence or shyness or all kinds of other things. But inside we know we are huggable and lovable and we want to love and be loved. That person is yearning for fulfillment, to be the person that they know they can be. And that's a constant journey. It's a process. It's not about acquiring this thing and then that thing, getting to this place, learning this technique, finding out how this works. It's about, I suppose to me, it's about the fact that other people are always more interesting than oneself. And if there is a thing, let's forget what successful people have in common. If there is a thing that unsuccessful people have in common, it's that they talk about themselves all the time. I need to do this, I need, you know, the first two words are usually I need. And that's why nobody likes them, and that's why they'll never get where they want to be. Because it's I need this, and I don't, I, my, I. There's an English word for that, egocentric, or egoistical, or egotistical. All the words from ego, the Latin for I. And if you just say I all the time, you get nowhere. If you're interested in other people, if you use your eyes to look out, not to be looked into, and then you connect, and then you're interesting, and then people want to be around you. And it's about the warmth and the charm you can radiate that is real because of your positive interest in others. And if you expect it to come to you and go, or I never had this, or I was, you know, you hear people, you know, I happen to love, and I know a lot of people don't, but I happen to love the works of William Shakespeare, the poet and playwright. I think they are amongst the greatest things that humanity has ever done, up there with the pyramids or whatever it is you want to choose. The number of times you hear people say, oh, it was ruined for me at school. And I tend to say to them, yeah, I don't really like the Grand Canyon or the Lake District or the mountains of Scotland because I had a really bad geography teacher, so I don't find them very beautiful. I mean, it's just nonsensical. It's a sign of people stopping back and blaming something else, rather than just saying, oh, I wasn't ready for it then, and maybe I never will be, but I'm not going to blame someone else for it. It's that attitude of looking inwards. And American television is filled with people sitting in chairs on these sort of afternoon talk shows, going, I need whining about their lives. So I'm beautiful, I'm lovely, and yet nobody, you know, I'm special, I have need, oh, shut up. Stop whining. Just grow up and get a life and look around you at other people and don't expect people to care. Don't expect people to be interested. Who do you feel more sorry for? Who do you actually want to hug? The person you happen to know has a tumour and is just getting through life, not talking about it, smiling, trying not to embarrass anybody about it, or the kind of person who's always going, oh, my leg, that went there, and then I had this pain here, and the doctor didn't know what to do about it, and I get these flushes. He said, oh, Christ, I'm sure it's terrible for you, dear, but shut up. You know, you just don't... Now, of course, we do our best, and we feel sorry for all kinds of people, and we, you know, show sympathy, but the real heroism of people who quietly get on with their lives and think of others should be rewarded, and usually is, by the fact that they are liked. And if you're liked, people want to be with you, and if people want to be with you, they share opportunities with you, and you observe the way they do things, and your life can open up. And there are opportunities everywhere, whether you're in a small town or in a tiny apartment in a huge city. There are opportunities. You know, you can, simply by talking more to the person in the coffee shop, in the coffee store, you know, in your Starbucks or whatever, simply by just having a few extra words. They're probably doing a concert somewhere in a little bar in the evening, and you might go along and you meet them and you meet someone else, and you might, who knows, that's how some people become managers of musicians. They go out and they find talent, and they look at it, other people. So that really, to me, is, if life has any secret, it's abnegation of self. Efface yourself. Don't talk. Just don't say. If you kept yourself saying me or I too often, you're on the wrong track.